Good evening, everybody. I have discovered background music, so this is going to be different from now on out. Tonight, we're going to talk about contraception. I've been promising this topic for quite some time, but what I want to do is to begin helping everyone to see the importance of contraception. Contraception is realized as one of those resources that can actually help prevent maternal death. And how is that? If we are providing contraception, we can prevent unintended pregnancy. Secondly, is if contraception is provided immediately following birth or even after abortion or miscarriage, it will help to prevent the next pregnancy from either being unintended or too closely spaced. And we know that when pregnancies are too closely spaced, then that can cause a problem for the next pregnancy. So how much is too closely spaced? If you've had a miscarriage or abortion, you could become pregnant again within 14 days. Once you've had a regular birth, then pregnancy can occur within 4 to 5 weeks. So therefore, we want to look at contraception as being kind of the next step. Now, let's talk about a couple of things. I want to also reach out to those who may not have had children already, and even if you've had, to also introduce two non-hormonal contraceptive methods tonight. There are a number of non-hormonal contraceptive methods, and I will list those, but then we're going to get to the two that we're going to talk about tonight. So, non-hormonal contraceptive methods can include things such as the diaphragm, the condom, the cervical cap, vaginal film, contraceptive jellies. Others include the lactation amenorrhea method, abstinence, and the 2-day standard days method. These are all non-hormonal contraceptive methods. But what I want to do for tonight is to begin looking at abstinence and the lactation amenorrhea method. Let's start with abstinence. As I present each of the methods, I want to also give you some background, to give you how they work, to give you information on their effectiveness rate, the risks, the benefits, and any contraindications. So we'll move forward now with abstinence. Now, many don't even look at this as a contraceptive method. Well, let's look at the definition of contraception. Contra means against, ception, pregnancy. So what we're trying to do is prevent pregnancy, correct? So let's look at abstinence. Abstinence is a contraceptive method in that what it does is to prevent pregnancy in the following way. This is how it works. If sperm does not meet the egg, then pregnancy cannot occur. This is the only contraceptive method available that is 100% effective, meaning that if you are using abstinence, out of 100 women, 0 women will become pregnant. Okay? Let's talk about some of the risks and the benefits. Now, the risk with using abstinence is that it may cause individuals, such as another gentleman or woman who is interested in you, if they know that you are planning to use abstinence, that interest may decrease. And this is something that you will have to consider and to weigh the pros and cons, but that is a possible risk. The benefit of abstinence will be that you do not have to be concerned about an unintended pregnancy. You also will not have to be concerned about getting a sexually transmitted infection, meaning syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes, a number of sexually transmitted infections. That is one benefit. Now, the other is, what are the contraindications for abstinence? There are none. You are not providing a hormone to your body, and there are no contraindications for a man or woman to use abstinence as a contraceptive method. So that is abstinence. Now let's talk about the lactation amenorrhea method. Once again, the definition is in the term. Lactation is breastfeeding. Amenorrhea is I'm not having a period, no menses, because I am breastfeeding. Now, this is a method that can be used up until 6 months after your baby is born. Once your baby is 6 months, this is no longer a contraceptive method that can be used. Now, how does this work? Well, when your baby is sucking, breastfeeding, it is causing your body to produce a hormone known as prolactin. Now, I want to say to everybody out there, we have incredible bodies. Women have incredible bodies. We've got hormones coming in, out, up, down, through, controlling the menstrual cycle. It's just so complex and beautiful. And so what's happening is, with the prolactin, it is causing your body to not produce the egg. So if the egg is not produced, then the sperm cannot fertilize the egg. Okay. However, there are three criteria. You have to meet all three, not one of the three, but all three of this criteria. And that criteria is this: the baby has to be less than 6 months of age. You cannot have had a period. If you've had a period after you've had your baby, this is not the method for you. Okay? And then the other is that you need to either exclusively or fully breastfeed your baby, or almost fully breastfeed your baby. So what does that mean? If I am fully breastfeeding my baby, that means that I am not introducing any liquids of any sort, not even water. I'm not introducing juice. I'm not introducing any other food to my baby. I am only breastfeeding my baby. And that is exclusive breastfeeding. Now, almost fully breastfeeding means that I may give the baby some liquids, some water, a little juice, and maybe some food. But I am breastfeeding baby mainly, like 75% of the time. What does that mean? If I am fully breastfeeding, let's say, for instance, you are breastfeeding your baby 4 times a day. With fully exclusive breastfeeding, you will be breastfeeding exclusively 4 times a day. But for almost fully breastfeeding, you will be breastfeeding your baby exclusively for 3 out of those 4 feedings that day. Does that make sense? I hope so. So how effective is this method? Guess how effective it is. 98% effective, meaning that for every 100 women, only 2 will become pregnant using the lactation amenorrhea method. Now, we do not have evidence to be able to say that this method can go beyond 6 months. So once your baby reaches the 6-month period or turns 6 months, you can no longer count on the lactation amenorrhea method as the method for contraception. Okay? Risk. Again, we are not introducing hormones, so that is not a risk. The risk may be is if you are taking any sort of medication that could get into the breast milk, you'd have to look at whether or not that can cause a risk for you to continue breastfeeding for the period of time that you're taking that particular medication. The other risk would be, from the baby standpoint, is if for some reason the baby cannot breastfeed. One circumstance like that would be something such as a cleft lip, cleft palate, which makes it very difficult for the baby to breastfeed. Now, what are the benefits? Well, the benefits are that, again, no hormones uh, introduced to your body, and there's a great benefit for the mother and the baby. The mother gets health benefits from breastfeeding, and so does the baby. We cannot make breast milk. Breast milk is customized to each baby, and the breast milk will change as the baby grows. You get nutrients, antibodies, all those things in the breast milk that you are not going to get with formula feeding. So, this is the information that I have for you tonight on the beginning of the non hormonal contraception. The next time that we come together, we'll be discussing some other methods and we will continue on. So, I hope that you have liked the information I've provided for you. If so, you need to hit that like button. I'm going to ask you to also subscribe. My goal is to have 250 subscribers by New Year's Day. And if you've been listening and you haven't subscribed yet, now's your time. Now's your opportunity. Help me so I can help you. I'll be able to notify you of any new videos that will be coming. And also, I want to hear from you into regard to any topics that you want to hear. So, and also, how about sharing this? Share it with your colleagues, share it with your family, with your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, nieces, nephews. I don't know if you want to share this with aunts and uncles, but if you want to have that conversation, help yourself. All right? Just share it with everyone. So thank you so much for your time tonight. And I look forward to the next time that we come together again. Have a great evening. Thank you. Bye bye.